and welcome to the Nerdgasm Podcast, the podcast where we talk about things that are nerdy and things that are naughty. Unfortunately, for today's episode, we're really not going to be talking about anything nerdy for quite a while because I am Merlin Sensei. Of course, with me is the 12-sided guy, our good friend Switch Riggs, and as always, the Moopacabra. For those of you longtime listeners and viewers, you know that anytime we open this somberly, we have something very serious to talk about. That being the recent tragedy in Texas, unfortunately, which is just another senseless mass murder for, you know, what it is, call a spade, so to speak. Um, it's it's unfortunate because I saw Moo had retweeted something from another person on Twitter. Forgive me for not remembering the name. I'm sure Moo will let me know here in a minute. But the person on Twitter had said, don't necessarily feel bad if you just kind of feel numb to this by now, because it's been happening so frequently. I believe the statistics are we have had more mass shootings than there have been days this year.
I wouldn't doubt that. Zara Rahim is the name. And I'm actually just going to read the tweet because I was having a real hard time with this. Because usually I do feel numb. But that's what they wrote. Do not feel shame for feeling numbness, sadness, or grief. This country stole a large part of our ability to even process children being shot at point blank range and nothing changing. In abusive relationships, expectations change. They disappear. This failed state did that to us. The same person actually also said, insane how the only noticeable change since Sandy Hook is that kids are now formally trained to hide, barricade doors, fight, or run for their lives. That was the solution, to literally put the responsibility on them to figure it out and wish them luck. This is what we literally I have done active shooter training. This is what we teach small children. It is, if nothing else, you can stop them from getting to another room faster. We're teaching this to 5-year-olds. A police officer very proudly told me that a 5-year-old can throw a history textbook hard enough to knock an assailant out if they throw it hard enough. My daughter turned 6 on Monday. We're teaching this to children. They're babies. This is insanity.
Absolutely. No, I agree. It's insanity. And I'm not going to call out my friends specifically, but they had posted on a social media site. I'm not going to mention which one because, again, I don't want to call them out because they are my friend. They're just, they have their worldview, and my worldview is a little bit different. But they had said, it doesn't matter how strict the law is. Somebody with, a vendetta to go out and kill someone is going to do it regardless. And I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So instead of trying to make it harder, oh, well, you just can't stop it. They'll find a way, so don't even bother. Which is ridiculous. And I see you, Moo. I will acknowledge you in a second. Because this coming from the same people that are trying to regulate abortions in women's bodies, well, guess what? No matter how strict the law is, a woman or a couple or whoever is going to find a way to get an abortion if they need to get one.
Yeah.
So why even bother then? You can't have your cake and fucking eat it too. Choose one or the other. Moo.
The matter is, yes, you can make that argument that bad people are going to do bad things regardless. That's a valid argument. And I get that, when we outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns, blah, 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 whatever fucking platitude you want to say. But the fact of the matter is, this person, and I refuse to use his name, this person bought 2 AR-15s for his 18th birthday. That's the first thing he did when he turned 18. He bought one on the 17th. On the 18th, he bought 375 rounds of ammunition. On the 20th, he bought the other AR-15. And nobody fucking questioned any of this. We just whatever. And then 3 days before this happened, he posted pictures of the guns on Instagram. Like, he shot his grandmother before he left to do this, wrecked the car on the way, dropped a bag of ammunition on the way out, left one rifle in the truck, ran into the school, barricaded himself in the room. And people don't realize this. He was in there for an hour before the first responders could get in there. And the fact of the matter is, what people don't realize in these large active shooter situations, first responders don't give a shit about you. Their job is to neutralize the threat. Their job is not to help the people who are hurt. It can't be. They have to be able to take that person out first because they can't risk any more people. They can't risk their people. Like, my level of frustration with this, like, I go back and forth between numb and terrified and just fucking outraged. These, like, I've said this before when we've talked about this. The shooter at, not Sandy Hook, Virginia
Columbine?
Tech.
Oh.
That too, but Virginia Tech. He was going to shooting ranges asking them, hey, is it okay if I put the targets on the ground, taking them off the wall and putting them on the ground? Because he knew that people hid under desks. This has been a problem for ages. Virginia Tech was back when I was in college. That's why we had to start taking fucking active shooter training. You're telling me that in 12 years, we don't have anything. That's what we have, is when we outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. That's what we've come up with in 12 fucking years. And how dare, that's the other thing I posted on Twitter that made me so mad, is Mitt Romney, of all fucking people, being like,
oh, you mean the guy who's received hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars directly from the NRA?
He gets more money from the NRA than anybody else in this country. Like, are you shitting me? If I hear one more person talk about thoughts and prayers, like, these are people who actually have the power to enact policy, to enact change, and the best they can do is thoughts and prayers? Fuck you. Like, who? And these people have, like, very many of them have children, so they can't even go, oh, well, it's somebody else's problem. This is your problem.
Yeah.
You live in this country, it's your problem. Period. And you have the power to do something. Hey, by the way, it's voting season for those of us out there that are looking for a little bit of power in the situation. Fucking exercise your right to vote, BT dubs. But how are we doing this? Like, I sent a message out to the group that was just like, I'm sorry, Switch, I'll stop in just a second. That was like, hey guys, we have to talk about Texas. Like, I feel like all I do anymore is scream about Texas or Florida.
It's true.
Switch.
Okay. I mean, with big old red states like that.
So, to address a few things, and not to be devil's advocate, could come at it at a different angle. What happened? Okay, first off, it is horrible. All of it. And my view is outlawing guns is not going to fix the problem. Restricting and having a mental health care issue, that's where this stems from to start with. I don't know his mental state, whomever he was, but I'm sorry, there was clear indications that something was wrong, and he probably didn't have a place to reach out to, or didn't know how. But no, guns it can be bad in lots of situations, and everyone should have a psych evaluation, period. And I understand people can lie, but that's my opinion on that part. Secondly, you could do the same amount of damage with 10 knives in your pocket. You definitely can. If you know how to throw a knife, you can do it.
If you know how to throw a knife, but how much easier is it to pull a trigger and make somebody disappear? It's an AR-15. Why does anybody need an assault rifle?
I'm not saying it's easier or harder in the end, but you can kill people really fast with a knife without even anybody knowing that they're dead. I took training to be able to do that.
Yeah, but you have to have, that's the point. You have to have training. You have to take the time and go through a process and be vetted, essentially, to be able to do that. Whereas apparently this guy could just waltz into a fucking store, pick this gun off, and waltz home with it.
I can do the same with a knife. You could come up to me and stab me, Moo, because you're just a person. Yes, you're my friend, but you could come up with a knife and just stab me in the gut like 4 or 5 times, and then if you really wanted to, slit my throat within 2 seconds. It's entirely possible. That's without training.
That's because I'm going to get really mad about it, Merlin.
It's okay. Go ahead.
It's definitely true, and don't get me wrong. Any weapon is a weapon because it can cause injury and it can cause death. Given the correct training, the time, whatever, then yes, anything can be used to kill someone. That is just a fact of life. That is a fact of humanity, unfortunately, ever since the Stone Age. Me have big club, me hit you, you die, I take your woman, whatever. You know what I mean? So that is not the question here, that weapons kill people. Yes, they do. All of them, yes. Now, you're not wrong, Switch, in that, with the correct training, then yes, you can go ahead and do that. But also, Moo is not wrong either in that, a rifle holds X amount of rounds, shoots X amount of rounds per second, per minute, per whatever. And
19 children and 2 teachers. All he had to do was just spray across the room.
Well,
Now, yeah, could you have killed 19?
Hold on. Question. He got the weapon. Was it automatic? Do we know that?
It's an AR-15.
No,
I don't know.
That's semi-automatic. You can only buy a semi-automatic legally in the United States. You have to pull a trigger every single time unless you buy a conversion box, which then turns into an automatic.
I don't have that particular information. Either way, you don't have to get close enough to stab 21 people.
No, but you can still do the same amount of damage. That's all my position is on that part. But I don't think that my end. What I'm saying is, I don't think guns should be illegal. They should be heavily restricted.
Correct.
I think all guns should be illegal, but I think the fact that you even said, did he buy a conversion kit, is insane. That's not a thing that should exist outside of wartime. There's no reason people, everyday run-of-the-mill people, should have access to that. That's insanity, because we're not training people how to use them. I'm sorry, Merlin.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, that's often the hot button misunderstanding for some reason between the right and the left, is the fact that the right thinks that the left is like, all guns go bye-bye. It's like, no. We understand that there is a Second Amendment right, and for some reason, my freedoms, and I have to have my guns. Okay. But if we could just go ahead and restrict that a little bit, so that, the people that are responsible enough to own a gun. I personally am in favor of raising gun acquisition age.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be 21 to drink, and that's theoretically not dangerous to just drink. I mean, yes, you can drink and drive, which is hella fucking dangerous, and never ever do that. But.
Right. I actually have a good question for 12. 12, what are the restrictions in Canada? How does it work? Do you know? I want to know what you guys got.
For which? The drinking or
gun control?
Gun control.
Oh, I honestly don't know.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to find out, because I would like to know.
I don't think there's inherently a problem. There are guns in this house. I just bit my tongue out of outrage. There are guns in this house. None of them are automatic weapons. None of them are, there's not 700 rounds of ammunition in the house, because why? Even if your argument is, I need to protect my family, you can only fire, you've got 2 hands at most. You can only fire 2 guns at a time. There are people that have dozens of guns at their house, and it's like, why?
My parents own 7. I don't know. It's one they like to go recreationally, go shooting at a range.
But that's different.
I'm sorry, Moo, please repeat. I can't hear you.
I just have to protect my family? Or do they say, oh, we like to shoot guns?
They like to shoot guns, but they want it mainly to protect the family. And yes, there are probably around 300 rounds of ammunition because my parents don't feel like the world's going to be very safe for much longer. So that's their reasoning.
It is an unfortunate state that this country is in right now because when the COVID outbreak happened, and I think I mentioned this on an earlier podcast, my mom, had me go over to my uncle's real quick just to pretty much brush up on gun safety and minor training because she was worried that things were going to go very poorly with the way things were going. And I'm not going to, pretend I'm holier than thou or anything like that. It's like, again, I don't want to say guns are a necessity, but I understand why some people do think they're a necessity. There are definitely bad neighborhoods. There's definitely, admittedly, what day was it? Monday. No, not Monday. Sorry, Thursday, I want to say. Last Thursday, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. I used the 22 rifle that is here in the house, and I killed a raccoon that was inside my barn.
Sorry, Moo, go ahead again.
Sound isn't working.
There it goes.
Room?
I'm sorry? Yeah, sorry, Moo. You were slightly dropping in and out.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll carry over from the Audacity file, luckily.
Oh, we're getting handwritten stuff.
Oh man,
Coming
handwritten
in.
notes. No, it was not
Laundry.
the laundry raccoon. It was the one that was outside above the arcade. It had actually chewed through some of my LED strips. And I was planning on fixing up the upstairs as like a kind of area to do like miniature painting or something like that. And it was there and it was daylight and it was awake. And I was like, either A, I woke it up because I'm in here, but B, this is a raccoon on my property. And I honestly had to think about what I was going to do with it. And it was like, well, I have a dog, so I want to make sure that it never gets into a scrap. And don't get me wrong, I don't take pleasure in it, but out here in the country where I live, then yeah, it's a necessity to kill a varmint once in a while.
Can I bring up another issue that goes along with this that I'm struggling with?
Of course.
Yes, because I believe I know what it is.
So I unfriended a couple people on Facebook today because they were sharing a photo. Mistakenly, we talk about media misinformation. This is a photo of a young woman. Her name is Sam. Sam lives in Georgia. Sam is a trans woman. And people were mistakenly sharing her photo of herself in like a skirt, knee-high socks, holding a trans flag, and saying that it was the shooter in Texas.
Which it is not.
It is not. It absolutely is not. They are not the same person. There's maybe kind of a very vague resemblance in that they both have vaguely brown skin and vaguely longish hair, but that's about it, right? We talk so much about media misinformation and really making sure you're looking to see where you're getting things from before you're sharing it. This woman is like, hey, I can't, like, she did this interview and was like, I won't share my last name because I'm afraid. Like, she's like, I mean, I've faced a lot of discrimination as a trans woman, but like, I've never been accused of murder. This is a whole other level. And it was frustrating to see that shared because even if it had been correct, they still would have been in some way trying to say that it was because she was trans that this happened.
Right, which is ridiculous. The thing that drives me wild about this is I can't believe, hold on, how should I put this? I can believe that she feels, in danger and threatened, but I can't believe that anyone would go after her because the shooter in the Texas massacre was shot and was killed. So
Right.
this
And
person obviously cannot be the shooter because Sam is alive, shooter is dead.
right.
But
But the problem is we're ascribing transgender as the problem
yes,
for
that
this
is also a
shooting,
huge issue,
which
which is ridiculous.
bananas that's even a thing. But like, and meanwhile, she's like, hey, can we not talk about this? Can we just focus on the victims here? Like, that's what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on justice for them. Like, so that was like another thing today that I was like, how could this possibly get worse? Oh, cool. We're being bigoted about it too. Awesome.
And not for, how do I want to say it? Not that there's any right reason to be bigoted, but we're not being bigoted for the right reason because of all those other past incidences of shootings where it's been, an altercation of this or that. It's like, no, this was a white man. Well, not this particular instance,
Yeah.
but in the past, this is a white man doing a racially biased shooting or religiously biased shooting, and you are not calling it what it is.
Right, exactly. Stop being garbage people. All of you. Like, stop being garbage people. If you have the power to enact policy, if you have the power to enact change, if you have the power, I keep trying to teach my children, it's your responsibility when you're at the table to look around and see who's not there and to speak for them too. And this is what we should be doing as policymakers. It's what we should be doing as, anybody in any position of authority is who's not here and how can we make things better for them. Stop being garbage people, for the love of God. For the love of whichever God. I don't give a fuck. Pick one. I don't care. For the love of Dolly Parton. Just whatever it is, that fucking do something.
Also
I can
on
be
the
done
radar,
yanking this into the gutter, but
also on the radar of things to be careful about. There's been an outbreak of monkeypox. There have been a couple of cases here in the United States. Supposedly, it's the most cases that we've seen since the 70s. There have been warnings specifically towards homosexual and bisexual men because supposedly they're more at risk. I believe that's what I've seen. And don't let this get swept under the rug. Oh, monkeypox, whatever, don't care. Well, you know what happened to the last pandemic that we said, oh, whatever, don't care? We're still suffering from COVID.
Oh, summer's
So anybody that's...
Yeah. You know what the worst part of this is? We didn't even touch on the fucking shooting in Buffalo.
No.
That's how insane this is. We can't talk about the last mass shooting because there was another fucking mass shooting. Does anybody else hear this and just think, what the fuck? Like,
Always.
No.
So I'll tell you right now, I didn't know about that one.
I can't. That sucked too. That was a white guy doing racist shit. And we just, whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody else talk about something good, for the love of God.
All right, well, we'll shift gears heavily. How about that?
So, trigger warning. I'm sorry if you didn't want to hear any of this.
24 minutes.
24 minutes.
I was going to say about 24 minutes.
Nope. Something that 12 actually shared. It's called One More Multiverse. Did anyone else look at that besides me?
More multiverse. I didn't. The only thing that I know is the closed beta for Multiversus was out or something.
One More Multiverse.
Not at all the same thing.
Yeah, no. This one's actually pretty cool. It is basically a digital tabletop role playing. So it says it right there, but I messed around with it, and the way to get into the closed beta for it is to literally download it and then play fully through the tutorial, so you know what's going on and how it works. But it's literally
Mm.
a DM's paradise of assets and room building and area stuff, and you can character sheets are immediately made. Character generation allows you to make your character a pixel art character. I was having lots of fun with it, just tinkering with the editing and changing and stuff. Definitely, and it's all browser based, so
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah, you don't have to download, you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to have special software. It's made for everybody, for probably computers 10 years old to be able to play it. And I think it runs partially through Discord as well.
Oh, interesting.
It was actually really fun to play with. You send so many things, 12.
Talks about any of them.
It's hard to wade through some of them because there's always some good ones.
Well, I try to make sure we have things to talk about. But yes, one more multiverse. I was actually thinking of running a dungeon game in that.
Let's do it.
And the dungeon game is about people who play, like it's a tabletop game where you play players who are playing characters in an MMO.
So are isekai essentially?
We're getting really meta here.
I don't know Isekai.
It's where
Yeah.
the
You're
real
walking
person
through?
goes through.
Yeah, isekai is when you get hit by a bus and you end up in a fantasy realm.
Kind of.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Titmouse was walking through. I
know. You're doing the bat move. Moo bat.
the bat move.
Bah, 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 bah.
Bat move. There was a bat cow.
There was. Switch, what other games are coming out?
A lot of indie games, but this one might be controversial. But I don't care because the people may be stupid, at their development team, but they make freaking good games. And you know what? This one does not cost anything. Diablo Immortals is finally coming out on the phone and PC on June 2nd. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm talking about Blizzard Studio, by the way. Hopefully they get all that
their
crap.
games are good.
Yeah, F the executives, but I want to support everyone else that's not being an asshole.
Right, and we've talked about it before, and it's often sometimes difficult in choosing. Oh man, I'm totally going to boycott this company, this studio, this whatever. It's like, but really, it's just the guy at the top that's an asshole. I mean, if you boycott them, yeah, you're sending a message, but then the rest of the team suffers. It's like,
yeah. Same thing with H.P. Lovecraft. H.P. Lovecraft is an asshole, dumbass, and bigot. But his intellectual properties, you take that stuff out of it. I enjoy the games.
Right.
That's
not part of it.
I think one of the biggest parts and things to be mindful of is if you're not going to oh Jesus, fuck my ass.
I will.
If you're not going to boycott these properties, be aware of the biases of the people who are in charge. Be aware of what they may be injecting into the media that you're consuming, and examine things more closely.
And never pre-order.
Cyberpunk 2020. Sorry.
Fallout
76, Mighty Number 9. The list goes on and on.
Cyberpunk 76 actually, 2076 did pick everything up, and it is better now. Same thing with No Man's Sky and a whole bunch of other games. So check your games after the pre-orders.
Right. Do not pre-order your game, but go ahead and pick them up when they release. The pre-order bonuses are not often worth it.
Pink Harvest Moon Cow. She was worth it.
Technically, I picked that up day of.
I just think the pink cows are worth it.
I'm a what would be maybe called a collectionist. I like to have it all.
I also am a big collector. I have no idea where that cow is.
Oh no!
I did not steal her. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. You know I didn't steal her, but I felt the need to clarify for our viewers that I did not, in fact, steal it.
But yeah,
That is
I
exactly
like.
what someone who stole it would say.
Yeah,
I really didn't.
I mean,
I
I like
wasn't-
special editions of video games and box sets of series and all kinds of stuff, but sometimes pre-ordering isn't worth it. I've been bitten in the behind a couple of times.
On that subject, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were talking first.
On that subject, you won't believe what I found while I was out and about the other day. The Neopets PC game.
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Well,
Neopets. Somebody hacked my account and they won't give me back control of it. And I had a Poogle and I can't get to it. And I'm fucking furious. I had a Poogle. I spent a ton of Neo points to get a stupid skunk paintbrush so I'd have a skunk painted Poogle. And they won't let me back into my account because I can't remember my email and password from when I was fucking 12. I'm so mad.
I have something to add on to that, if I can, really quickly. Okay, so not Neopets, but Gaia Online. Anyone remember that one? Where it was the
Yep,
forums
yep.
originally, and then they started adding like little games and stuff, and you could customize your avatar and certain things. I had like this I guess limited edition cape, and I stopped playing. I was like, whatever, right? But I remembered my stuff, and one day in college, I was approached by somebody. They were looking for people that had Gaia Online characters and stuff and weren't playing with it anymore. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Here's my account. You can take everything off of it. I don't care. 2 days later, guy comes back, dude. I want to give you something for this. I'm like, what? You know, dude, you had a cape that was like worth 12 million, whatever Gaia bucks or whatever. And I was like, oh, well, good for you. He's like, no, I have to give you something. He gave me like $50. I was like,
No.
he would not let me leave without giving it to him or him giving it to me. I was like, okay, but yeah, that'd be sad to lose all your Neopets. All mine are dead. I know that much.
All mine are dead.
They're dead. They're all digital death, just like my Giga Pets.
Goodness.
I raised my paddle and
oh.
I forgot. Oh, I remember what I
No,
was
go
going to
ahead.
say. I finally started watching Moon Knight.
Uh-huh.
I watched the first, I think, 2 episodes. I think it is fascinating. The mental health and the sociology in me is just I love the fuck out of it. It is amazing. They do a really great job of like, clearly he's not sure what's going on, right? But like they do transitions and they do certain things in such a way that you're like, I'm not really sure who all is in here because it might just be you guys, but it might not just be you guys. Look at you guys go. Smart. But also, Ethan Hawke looks like shit for 51 in that movie.
I actually didn't think he looked that bad.
I didn't think he looked bad, but all of a sudden I went, oh, fuck, that is Ethan Hawke. I don't know if maybe it's just like that particular hairstyle or that particular whatever look he's got going on. I didn't even recognize the guy. Maybe also, though, like, I
Around
just didn't
episode
realize.
5, you'll see a different side of him, and you'll be like, okay.
Okay. I'm enjoying it. I really like Oscar Isaac, so
yes.
I was happy to
He's
watch it anyway. But I really enjoy. Oh, that was the thing that got me because the security guard keeps calling him Scotty, and I was like, so it's like, is the security guard a dick, or like, does he actually come through with another personality? Like,
Do you
there's
want
enough.
to know the answer?
No, I don't want to
No,
know the
don't
answer to
give
that. We're
her.
still watching it. Don't you fucking dare. We're working through that. We started Strange New Worlds.
We hold. I'm sorry to interrupt. Keep going after this. We hold so many spoilers back for you. You better not spoil anything for her. Continue on.
Yeah, really.
That's why I asked her specifically.
No, but we're working through Moon Knight, we're working through Strange New Worlds. We finished Picard, we finished Discovery, and then perpetually we're just sort of going through, or more so, Dress Blacks and Titmouse have been continually going through Supernatural. We're like almost at the end of season 8, which is fantastic. But again, there's just continually these little things and like these dialogue moments where I'm just like, oh fuck, this hurts so much worse knowing where this is going. Like just break my heart, why don't you?
We better all at least watch Stranger Things coming out on
Yep.
this past
The
Friday for
20.
Did that come out already?
No,
27th. 27th.
It's coming up here. Yeah. Part 1 of season 4
Yes.
is coming out here.
And
then we have to
Obi-Wan
wait
starts.
until July.
Yes. Same day.
Obi-Wan is also Friday. So this past wibbly wobbly timey-wimey 2 days ago.
We'll have
So-
stuff to talk about next week.
Very true.
Please
I
watch
will
it.
I will do my best to get to it. It's tricky sometimes with work, but I will try.
Well, when you have that moment of like, I should watch Moon Knight, like, no, I must watch Obi-Wan.
Are we ready to move into Geeky Wiki?
No, we've only discussed one game coming out so far.
You're right.
Oh,
then we
technically,
got sidetracked.
Yeah, that's the one big one that I saw on is coming out on the 2nd. The rest is really a lot of indie games coming out, which I didn't really get to research too much in. So that is my game for this week that I'm going to highlight.
Okay. Blizzard's Diablo
Immortals.
Immortals.
I wanted to say Unlimited for some reason.
It's acting like it's Duke Nukem Forever at this point, so you know how long it's taking to come out.
Oh no.
Yeah, this game is announced when they did the whole. Don't you guys have all have mobile phones?
Don't you guys have phones? Yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah.
a fucking shit show.
Yes, go for it, Moo.
So I did think of one other thing before we go into Geeky Wiki. This past weekend we celebrated my kiddo's birthday because I didn't have her for her actual birthday, and she decided she wanted to go to a trampoline park, right?
Yes.
And so we went. And I did the thing where I forget that I'm 33. And so
How'd you hurt yourself?
Well, the first thing that I did almost immediately, they have like a warrior course, like a ninja warrior course, and then there's a ball pit in the bottom. I let go and immediately didn't realize that the ball pit was not as deep as I thought. Fell with my toes straight down, like with my toes pointed, and so my foot bent backward on itself and it went and I was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. That feels very, very much bad. So I limped out of I say limped out of the ball pit, but there's like, you can't really, it's very difficult to even get out of a ball pit, which you think like, maybe it's just when I was a kid, right? It was in my head. Maybe it wasn't actually as difficult. No, it was that difficult. Like even at 33 for me to get the fuck out of a ball pit, especially when I couldn't put weight on my left foot. But like it was okay. It got better throughout the day. But then there was like a whole rock climbing wall section. And like when I was a little kid, I always wanted to do that shit. But my mom was always like at every fair, she's like, I'm not paying $10 for you to go up, you know? But it was included, right? We paid for the big tickets. So we did it. And you put that harness on, like the fall arrest harness. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess in my head, oh, right, the harness will help catch my weight. Yeah, that doesn't mean it pulls your fat ass up the wall. You still have to pull your own weight arm over arm up the wall. So the next day I was just like, like, hurt so bad because there was this really neat like Tetris style wall, and I got to the top of that. I felt very accomplished, and then there was like this other one that was kind of like a weird set of stairs that my 7-year-old did like it was fucking nothing. She just hustled up to the top, and like I dragged myself up there, but we made it. We had fun. Dress Blacks, we were doing the wipeout one where like the thing just spins and you got to jump over it. But what he didn't realize is it's not so much who you stand next to it's a problem. It's who you stand across from that's the problem. Because if the other person hits that bar, it stops. And so one of the kiddos was across from him. didn't make the jump, so it slowed down. So he jumped up to go over it, except for it didn't keep moving. So he hit it, crashed down, landed on his shoulder. He's fine, but like it was one of those things where it was just like, so next time if we do this again, let's make sure you and I are across from each other, not next to one another, because we can reasonably trust each other to make the jump. Scientifically, I'm still not sure which of us was at the better advantage, because again, he's technically 3 inches taller than I am. Well, not technically, he is 3 inches taller than I am, but my legs are longer than his. He has more torso than I do. My legs are a lot longer. And so, like, honestly, probably oddly enough, about 3 or 4 inches. Like, my hip is about 3 inches higher than his. And so I'm not sure who it was harder for. If he had to jump higher, or if it was higher for me because I had to tuck my knees further to go over. So, like, all in all, just everybody was so sore. Like, even my, now she's 6. She's like, Mom, everything hurts. And I'm like, yeah, it's gonna. That's how this works now.
What
like,
it's like to get old.
Welcome to 6, kiddo. Like, but
We'll have to keep the trampoline course place in mind for the Nerdgasm Olympics.
Oh my God. It was a lot of fun, but it was, everything hurt. We did that. We got, then we went to the mall and we did Build-A-Bear, and she wanted Metopia for her birthday, and Dress Blacks and Titmouse got her Metopia for her birthday, and so she got to play that a little bit. And
that's pretty cool.
I got her the Bluey house, which she was super pumped about. We're still neck deep in Bluey over here. I love that show. It's actually a really good show. So, but it was a really good weekend, minus the part where apparently I just went, fuck it, I'm immortal, and just went for it as hard as, like, zip lines and shit, and like ropes courses. I was like, fuck it, we'll do it all. I'll live forever. And then the next
There's a reason why American Gladiators called it the Eliminator.
Speaking of American Gladiator, they have that there, the big thing that you, and it was funny because Floof got up there and like we just kept sending the kids at her, like Squish, go, Squeaks, go, and she's just knocking them over left and right. Not in a mean way, right? Like, it was totally cool. And then I grabbed the thing and she just went, oh no, I don't want to do this. So I knocked her over, and then Dress Blacks came up there. And
kid.
I know, right? And then when Dress Blacks came out there, I grabbed it by one handle. I said, is it legal if I just swing it like a bat? Like, what's the protocol here? But it was a good time. It was a good time.
Don't miss, otherwise you're going to be extremely off balance.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. I totally recommend it. I felt really good. Like, almost to the point where, like, if they had one of those that was specifically for adults, like, if I didn't have to deal with fucking kids, I would buy a membership to that. Oh. And used it actually, like, for exercise purposes, because I felt good afterwards. Like, it was a good level of exercise.
There are probably some places you can find that are at least the rock climbing places.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed that. Other thing that I realized, because of how small the things were, like, my tiny little feet fit much better on the pegs than, like, Dress Black's feet. Like, he really had to wedge his feet and, like, turn just right. It's also, and that's what he's like, you know, I've done these before, but I've never done it in sock. And, like, you don't think about that. He also was like, I think this is the first time, like, he said, do you think the lady at the desk will be upset if I say, you know, this is the second time this year someone's handed me a pair of grippy socks? It was a fun time, though. I enjoyed it. I had to spread a little bit of sunshine after all the yelling I did earlier, so.
All right, let's go ahead and tear through the Geeky Wiki then, starting with Sunday, May 29th. Your previous sneaky peeky at the Geeky Wiki was that it's National Paperclip Day. Hopefully some of you are able to go ahead and trade on up to a house. It's also National Coq au Vin Day, Put a Pillow on Your Fridge Day, Learn About Composting Day, the Indianapolis 500, and the birthday of Carmelo Anthony and John F. Kennedy. Monday, May 30th, World Multiple Sclerosis Day, Loomis Day, Memorial Day, National Creativity Day, National Hole in My Bucket Day, National Mint Julep Day, delicious,
Those are
National
really good.
Water a Flower Day, and the birthday of Mark Shepard and Remy Ma. Tuesday, May 31st.
Crowley!
Huh?
That's Mark Shepard is Crowley from Supernatural.
Yes, he is. Tuesday, May 31st is Autonomous Vehicle Day, National Macaroon Day, not macaron. Necrotizing Fasciitis Awareness Day? Am I saying that right?
Necrotizing fasciitis.
That's the skin-eating plague kind
That
of
is correct.
one. World No Tobacco Day, and the birthday of Colin Farrell and Azealia Banks. We're going to go ahead and launch right into June. Holy crap, can you believe it's already June?
Yeah.
Wednesday, June 1st, Wear a Dress Day, National Hazelnut Cake Day, World Milk Day, Dare Day, not D-A-R-E Day, but Dare Day, as in I dare you to go outside and have fun today. Dinosaur Day, Moo.
Dinosaur Day.
Flip a Coin Day, Global Day of Parents, Intergenerational Day, National Go Barefoot Day, Global Running Day, National Heimlich Maneuver Day, Oscar the Grouch Day, National Nail Polish Day, Samoa Independence Day, Pen Pal Day, Stand for Children Day, National An Aquarium Month, National Rivers Month, National Rose Month, National Safety Month, National Scleroderma Awareness Month, National Scoliosis Awareness Month, National Soul Food Month, National Steakhouse Month, World Infertility Awareness Month, Oral Health Month, Perennial Gardening Month, Pride Month, Professional Wellness Month, Rebuild Your Life Month, Sports America Kids Month, Turkey Lovers Month, Vision Research Month, Women's Golf Month, National PTSD Awareness Month, Potty Training Awareness Month, National Oceans Month, Cataract Awareness Month, International Surf Music Month, Great Outdoors Month, Fireworks Safety Month, Effective Communications Month, Child Vision Awareness Month, Celibacy Awareness Month, Caribbean American Heritage Month, Mango Month, Cancer from the Sun Month, Black Lives Matter Month, Beautiful in Your Skin Month, Audiobook Appreciation Month, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, African American Music Appreciation Month, African American Appreciation Month, Lane Courtesy Month, Myasthenia Gravis Awareness
Myasthenia gravis, yeah.
Month, National Migraine and Headache Awareness Month, National Foster a Pet Month, National Microchipping Month, National Men's Health Month, National Iced Tea Month, National Home Ownership Month, National Give a Bunch of Balloons Month, National Frozen Yogurt Month, National Fresh Fruit and Vegetables Month, National DJ Month, National Accordion Awareness Month, National Dairy Month, National Country Cooking Month, National Congenital Cytomegalovirus Awareness Month, National Candy Month, National Camping Month, National Aphasia Awareness Month, National Adopt a Cat Month, National Pollinators Month, and the birthday of Morgan Freeman and Tom Holland. Whew. Thursday, June 2nd, Spring Bank Holiday, National Moonshine Day, Trooping the Color, Orthodox Ascension Day, National Rotisserie Chicken Day, National Rocky Road Day, as in the ice cream, National Leave the Office Early Day, National I Love My Dentist Day, National Bubba Day,
Dr. Sexy Pants.
Republic
Dr. Hot Dentist.
Republic Day Italy, American Indian Citizenship Day, and the birthday of John Randolph and Charlie Watts. Friday, June 3rd, National Chocolate Macaroon Day. Again, macaroon, not macaron. Repeat Day, National Egg Day, National Donut Day, World Cider Day, Love Conquers All Day, European Bicycle Day, Chimborazo Day, World Bicycle Day, and the birthday of Zane Emery and Josephine Baker. Finally, Saturday, June 4th is Shopping Cart Day, National Cheese Day, National Trails Day, National Safe Day, SAFE, which I believe is about gun safety awareness.
How apt.
I know, right?
Fuckers.
National Prairie Day, National Old Maids Day, National Hug Your Cat Day, National Cognac Day, National Bubbly Day, The Big Lunch, National Black Bear Day, International Tabletop Day,
Woo!
International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression, International Corgi Day, Audacity to Hope Day, Shavuot? Forgive me, my Jewish friends. I do not know how to pronounce that. Shavit? Shabbat? We don't roll on Shabbat,
Shabbat?
dude. Shavit?
Shabbat?
Shavuot.
Oh. I was like, it shouldn't be Shabbat already. Shabbat rocks was good.
National Hug Your Cat Month, and the birthday of Joyce Meyer, Quincy Brown, and apparently it's also National Fishing and Boating Week. Your sneaky peeky at next week's Geeky Weeky, starting with Sunday, June 5th. That's the birthday of Pancho Villa.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be naughty here, huh?
Super naughty.
I don't know.
To be honest, I'm struggling today, guys. I'm struggling.
It's rough.
Well,
It's
I'm
rough.
in a weird headspace, right? All that stuff going on is one thing. I was not with my kiddo for her birthday. That was another thing. Just a lot of weird stuff. I got some wonderful paperwork from my lawyer today. More weird stuff. And then last night, and I'm wondering, maybe this is something you guys have experienced, but as most of you know, if you've been following the podcast for a while, if you've watched me stream, my sleep schedule is what you would call
Fucked.
unpredictable. Yeah, fucked is really the not nice way to say it, but accurate, right? I've been trying really hard with new job, right? I have to get up at 6. I have an hour commute. I take what I'm doing seriously. That's part of the reason why I'm very non-specific as to what it is I do. I enjoy this job and I'd like to keep it, and I don't want to fuck with anything that could possibly jeopardize that. So lately, I've had to go to bed earlier than Titmouse and Dress Blacks. And so there are a lot of nights that like I have to leave them on the couch and I have to go to sleep. And when I do fall asleep, I fall asleep pretty hard. So I had let Dress Blacks know, hey, you know, when you do come in, go ahead and wake me up. Which apparently he tried, and I just went, and went, and he's like, and then you went back to sleep. I said, no. Let's clarify. I was never awake. Like unless I'm speaking actual words to you, and I'll be honest, even then, you should probably be looking for eye contact. I was not awake. And so today was just kind of off. And it made me kind of realize I have gotten used to falling asleep with someone again. Because for a long time that wasn't happening. Ex-husband and I, or soon-to-be ex-husband and I, were running 2 very different schedules. We just weren't, you know, I was usually crawling into bed just as he was waking up. Or I was staying awake to talk with you guys because you guys were my main connection to people at that point. Things were going poorly for a while. Neither here nor there, but everybody in this conversation knows that. And so I'm wondering if any of you came to a point where you sort of realized like, oh, this is a thing that I do now. Like even not necessarily sleeping with going to sleep with a partner or like just in general, have you noticed there's a thing where like, I guess this is more the cuddly side of things. This isn't necessarily naughty. It's more like the cuddly relationship side of things. Where you thought, oh no, this is a thing that I do now. Like something that just became habit and you didn't really think about it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, like this is a thing I do. Like I didn't realize it was a thing that I do, but it is now.
Not really. I mean, at least not recently. I mean, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
But it is not, you know, me in the same bed as someone on a nightly,
Mhm.
you know, schedule. So there's nothing to get used to, per se.
Yes, and then like how I do things. Like I make sure that I'm there all the way up so they fall asleep, snuggling or something to that effect. And then
See
I don't.
12 moving,
Huh?
but I can only see 12 moving right now.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Okay, now the rest of you have caught up.
Hooray, internet in Switch and Eyes area.
Well, mine's great.
It may be me, to be perfectly honest. There's a horse running back and forth in Black Desert next to me. He may be taking up all the bandwidth.
Oh no, I saw it too. So.
But yeah, no, I was saying. I was gonna finish up real fast. Yeah, no, I make sure I'm snuggling with the person and everything else up to the point of I know that they're asleep, and eventually I'll roll over personally because the position that it's not normal yet, but I make sure that I'm always there. I don't get up anymore, unless the person knows that it's like only 10 o'clock and I'm like, this is the middle of my day. What
Yeah.
I'll be back. Don't worry. But yeah, 12 you're saying.
For me, I struggle with you could call it phantom presence. There's I'll see something that reminds me of the person if they're not within immediate access, right, and go like, oh, I should talk to that person about that thing. I think they might like it. The shack between that and like turning to them to say the thing, even though they're not there, so I'll go throughout my day and I'll be like, oh right, So that's always a little interesting because you want that person to be there and they're not. So
It's a strange connection between, like, Titmouse likes birds. So a lot of times if I see a bird, that's the first thing. It's like, oh, I wonder if she knows about this one. Like, I wonder if she's seen this one. Because we were driving the one day and she's like, oh my God, a cardinal. And I was like, yeah, not everywhere, but we see a lot of them. And she's like, they came from the West Coast. And so she's like, they're not. I said, are they not indigenous in Oregon? And she's like, no, I've only ever seen them in books. And so like I saw a blue jay at work the other day and I was so pissed that I could not get my phone out fast enough to take a picture of this bird. I fucking hate birds. I hate birds. I hate birds so much. And all of a sudden, like, my kids will ask me a question about a bird and I'm like, we got to go ask Titmouse. She knows everything about birds. Just give me, like, remember your question, give us 10 minutes and she will tell you everything you ever wanted to know about that bird. Fuck birds. Birds are terrible people.
Well, I mean, birds aren't real, so.
Birds aren't real.
I'll make sure
She knows
all
everything
those
about the
birds-
drones.
I'll make sure that my parents take some nice pictures of some of the birds of the bird feeder because I know we get blue jays and cardinals and robins and all
Well, yeah,
the birds.
down the road from me, Moo, I'm not sure if you know, but we have, I'm pretty sure, a bald eagle nested.
We saw a bunch we went to the aviary, and she loved it. My kids loved it. It was my friggin' nightmare, but like everybody else loved it. Dressblacks knows quite a bit about birds, just kind of in passing. He knows quite a bit about a lot of odd things. Like I'm kind of struck sometimes about, like, I learned the other day, anglerfish, if you can see it, the big ones, they're all female. Male anglerfish are teeny, teeny, tiny. They actually, they're one of the only species that are actually truly monogamous. They mate for life in such that the male basically attaches himself to the female as a sort of parasitic life form from there on out and, like, morphs
Just
into
like
her.
humans.
Kind of, I mean, but like, I was just like, why do you? And so I went, oh, okay, so the one in Finding Nemo is a girl. And Squeaks was like, what was that, Mom? And he explained again the idea that all the anglerfish that you see, the big ones, are females. Basically explaining sexual dimorphism in species, but like in a way. He's like, it's one of those species where the boys and the girls look different. And so the the females are really big and the little ones are teeny, teeny, tiny. And without missing a beat, because clearly this is my kid, she goes, "Oh, so the one in Finding Nemo is a girl." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Same train of thought.
Which is interesting about sexual dimorphism and stuff, because mosquitoes are the exact opposite of that. Like the big, scary looking legged ones are the males,
And they're
the females
useless.
are the teeny tiny ones, and the females are the only ones that bite.
The males, the males are useless. They like don't
Yep.
even have. Mouse was telling me about that the other day because of course she knows that too. Like we had a giant friggin' mosquito that flew into the bedroom while we were putting the air conditioner in, and she told me all about these things. And I'm like, I don't know how you guys just know this stuff. Like they're so much smarter than me on so many subjects. It just blows my mind.
Who knows?
Hi.
There's the theory of the collective.
Continue. Oh, he can't continue.
Into the right space, so to speak, and pull it out.
Yeah.
You were frozen for part of that. At this point, I've given up on trying to talk about anything naughty because anytime I've started to say something, one of you has frozen. And so I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just keep it innocuous for tonight. Let's talk about anglerfish.
Yeah, I'd fucking anglerfish.
I really fucking hope not.
Pass.
With all those teeth, I'm going to have to hard know that. Let's seriously hard know that. No anglerfish anywhere near my genitalia. Thank you.
But I'm not fucking its mouth.
What else are you gonna fuck? Hang on.
Hang on.
I'm gonna hang on. Hey, excuse me. Point of clarification. Do anglerfish have vaginas?
I mean, no, they're fish.
Fish don't have vaginas? Okay, thank you. That's the one I know that's where the males just attach, right? They do have genital openings? So Merlin, you could fuck a fish. It's just probably really small.
Well,
so apparently, with enough patience, you could potentially fuck an anglerfish, but are you about to come in and educate us on fish's genital openings?
Fish's genitals vary depending on the kind of fish and the fact that fish is just kind of general term that means something that lives in the water.
You're not gonna come explain this? Hello, Professor Dressblacks. Please explain.
Okay.
Yeah, you do know that fish lay their eggs and
I
then
know
the
that.
male.
Not all fish.
Okay. Fish genitals vary a lot, and depending on the kind of fish. The other thing that's really weird is that fish is just kind of a general catch-all term for lots of things that live in the water that sometimes are questionably interrelated and drives biologists nuts. So, yeah, you could fuck a fish. A fish probably wouldn't enjoy it. Does that answer any questions?
Merlin's gonna fuck an anglerfish, but not its mouth because for obvious reasons, right? So I was just making sure he could stick his dick in something that wasn't gonna rip it off.
Maybe I should stick to manatees. They're the most comparable
would
to
not go
human
well
anatomy.
Is that because they're called sea cows? Are you fucking it because it's a sea cow?
No, it's
Merlin?
because manatees used to be
sea cows are related to
confused
manatees. They're
for
mammals.
mermaids.
That's why he said manatees. He's gonna fuck a manatee instead of an anglerfish.
Sea cows are different from manatees, and I believe they're extinct.
Sea cows are different from manatees?
Yes.
It's not just a colloquialism.
I thought it was just a colloquialism.
Kind of like the difference between a seal and a sea lion.
Well, I know the difference between a seal and a sea lion. I didn't know there was a difference between. I thought sea cow was a colloquial term for a manatee.
No.
Thank you, Professor Dressblacks, on that.
There's also dugongs.
Dugong. That's a
Dugong
Pokemon.
that's a Pokemon. You're fucking with me.
No, it's an actual real thing too.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Dear Professor Dressblacks, I'm going to need some extra credit on this exam because I think I failed it horribly. Is there anything I can do to fix my grade?
Giggity.
Talk about it later when other students aren't listening.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, what about narwhals?
Narwhals, swimming through the ocean, causing the
My kid didn't believe that narwhals were a real thing.
That's true.
They look like they're fake. They're
They're the
do look like
Jedis
they're
of the
fake.
sea.
I actually
Alright.
bought the narwhal game. It's fun.
All right. I think we can go ahead and wrap up there. Thank you all so much for listening and putting up with us this week. Next week, we'll go ahead and talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi and Stranger Things and all kinds of happy, shiny things, God willing.
Fuck God. People willing. Get your shit together as a society for the love of whoever. I'm not even going to say for the love of God. Stop being garbage people.
Yes, be excellent to each other.
Enjoy yourselves and love yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Give yourselves grace. Enact change if you can. Do something to stand up for somebody else, please. This is not about you. This is about us. We are all in this together. And unless we start caring about other people around us, unless we stop looking at everything as something that's happening to someone else, we're fucked, guys. Please, 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 please care for one another.
Remember to hydrate.
Very important in these warmer spring and summer months, at least here north of the equator.
Yes. And just on that water thought, jacuzzis have jets. Those feel really nice. Stay naughty. Also, one last thing. We just added Snapchat to the Linktree. So check it out.
Oh, goodness.
For
I
previews.
I was actually about to remember to mention our link tree this time.
Yeah, you did forget last time.
linktr.ee/nerdgasm.
And 3RDGA5M.
Expect us to hopefully be all streaming some V Rising in the coming
Couple days.
time.
In the coming. So much coming.
The
I
coming.
wish. But until next time, dear friends, we will go ahead and talk at you later. Bye for now.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.